In 2 hours of play that I'll never get back, Manchester United go through to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup with a 1-0 win over West Ham United at the Theatre of Dreams, Old Trafford. And that's about it. I could probably end the stream there. I could probably end it there, really. I've covered most of the points of the game. But before we get into it, please do hit that like button, subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. And also, if you're watching the video, as always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below on your thoughts overall on the game, your thoughts on man of the match, anything really, even if it's not about the game, because let's be honest, there wasn't much to talk about in terms of the game. But welcome Brendan, Rich and K-Side, thanks for joining. Obviously all over on Rich's stream, really enjoyed the watch actually, it was a really fun watch. Make sure you do check out Rich's channel as well, Rich Sports is there in the chat, I'll bring it up there, Rich Sports if you do want to join his channel. And yeah, Brendan asked where the prize is, obviously Adam's not here yet so he can't claim his prize, but listen, as I said, maybe in the future, maybe if I get to 1,000 subscribers, there'll be a prize. You know what? That'll be a decent little carrot to dangle in front of you guys. If I get to 1,000 subscribers, there might be a prize given. Who knows? But until that happens, I'm not going to be giving away anything. But yeah, thanks for joining. K-Side, thanks for joining as well. Appreciate it. K-Side says, where's Owen, that mad lad? Well, Owen has just joined us. He says, Scott McTominay would walk into any team's midfield. Maybe you're going a little bit far, but I rate it. I rate it. And you know what? Let's have a 5-minute clap, 5-second clap for Scott McTominay. What a player. What a player. Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay, 7 goals for Manchester United this season. And actually, he's popping up with some pretty important goals. The thing that frustrates me is the fact that if we had just held on to that game against Everton, he would have scored the winner in 2 consecutive games. So, mate, he makes an impact. I know a lot of people, talk about Scott McTominay saying he ain't good enough, saying that, realistically, he shouldn't be in a title challenging midfield. And to be honest with you, I feel like I agree. But there's no doubt he has quality. There's no doubt he has quality. And today, once again, he's shown his attacking prowess. I think, arguably, he's got one of the best shots in our team. I mean, playing a little bit of a devil's advocate here, does he have a better shot than Bruno Fernandes right now? Bruno Fernandes seems a bit reluctant to take shots, take opportunities. Does Scott McTominay have a better shot than Bruno Fernandes? Or am I going too far? Let me know. Jamie's joined us. Thank you for joining Jamie, of course, on Rich's stream as well. Great to watch. He says, evening, boring game that. I mean, that should have been my title, because that is absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on. Boring game. Left it late, 7 minutes into the game. Obviously, we scored the goal. Scott McTominay made the all-important breakthrough, but it shouldn't have gone to extra time. It really, really shouldn't. I mean, that is a bad sign that went to extra time. We got the job done in the end, and we're in the hat, and that's the biggest thing. But realistically, it's not good enough for Manchester United, that performance. That 90 minutes was another contender this season for one of the worst performances I've seen this year. And I know, we're only in 2021, but I think that was probably the worst 90 minutes I've seen from Manchester United this year. It rivals the Sheffield United game. It rivals that. It really, really does. It was so poor, so lacklustre in front of goal. We looked really unimaginative. Fair play to West Ham. They defended well. They did defend well. I have to give them credit. They did park an absolute steamliner on our 18-yard line, but they defended well. You have to give credit to them. For 90 minutes, they kept us out. But realistically, we should have been breaking them down. We had a few chances to break the deadlock, and we didn't take them. And, we could have got punished. In the end, West Ham had 1 shot on target in the whole of the 120 minutes, and that was the Ben Rama header about 5 minutes towards the end. So they didn't really offer anything. I think West Ham, as I think Jamie mentioned in Rich's stream earlier, West Ham came set up to not get obliterated. David Moyes saw our threat going forward and just said, you know what, lads, let's just sit here and park a steamliner on their 18-yard line. That's the worst Scottish accent I've ever heard, so if you are Scottish, I apologise. But you know what I mean. Ricky's joined us. Thanks for joining, Ricky. Appreciate it. He says, Van der Beek subbed off after 70 minutes of disgrace. I don't think Van der Beek had the best of games. I don't think he had the worst of games, but I don't think he was really affecting the game too much. Dazza's joining us. Thanks for joining, Dazza. Make sure you check out Dazza's football stand as well. Brilliant stuff on there. He's a shot shy for the entire game. We seem too scared to actually have a decent shot outside the penalty box. Short Range FC are back. I tell you what, we do overcomplicate things at times. We really do overcomplicate things at times. And it's so frustrating. So frustrating. Kobe, thanks for joining us always. Really appreciate it. He said if Scott plays box to box, he has a future at United. But if he plays as a CDM, no way has a future at United. The way he's scoring goals, stick him up front. He's our most lethal forward player right now. Most lethal player in the team. I'm not even joking. Stick him up front next to Cavani. Adam, TalkSport, thanks for joining, Adam. Appreciate it. Just so you know, there's no prize giving tonight. But if I get to 1,000 subscribers, maybe there'll be a little prize in it for you. Because I was making some strange points. Good points, more like some good points. Oh, God. Jamie says West Ham didn't seem bothered, was a typical boring FA Cup game, got to be better against West Brom or we'll lose. I think so. I think West Brom will take their chances. I think they'll be a lot more threatening going forward than West Ham were. I think set pieces as well. I think the West Brom game for me will be very similar to the game we saw against Burnley, where from every angle, opportunity, Burnley will just look to lob the ball into the box. And I think West Brom will do the exact same. Owen says, I've had geography lessons more exciting than that, CAC. Maybe. Dazza says, West Ham are one of the worst teams we've played at home this season. Defensively, they looked alright. It's just going forward, they had nothing because they had 9 players behind the ball. And then whenever they wanted to attack, they were never able to get enough men forward. So, for me, I just feel like, they didn't show enough attacking intent to win that game. They really didn't. Kieran, you lazy sod. What prize? I don't know. I have no idea what the prize is going to be. It's going to be nothing expensive, to be honest. I'm not rolling in the dough. So it's not going to be anything expensive. So, who knows? But if we get to 1,000 subscribers, maybe there'll be a little prize for you in it. I apologise for the Scottish accent. It's shocking. Absolutely shocking. Dada says, I'm sorry, but Van der Beek cannot play as Cam. Also, Bruno should have played from the start. Van der Beek needs to play at CDM. I think Van der Beek, actually, the positions we saw Fred getting in. Fred was getting in a lot of decent positions just outside the box. Van der Beek needs to get in those spaces. If Van der Beek is in those spaces, he can create something. And I felt like there were so many times in that game where Fred would be on the edge of the box and he'd be on his left foot, but he'd take too long, and then whenever you try the pass over the top, it wouldn't work, and it was just frustrating, really. I think if Van der Beek takes it, I feel like he can play a ball over the top better than Fred can. So I want to see Van der Beek in those places that Fred was in tonight. Kieran, buy me a pizza. Yeah, I can't do that. I mean, to tell you what, who knows? In the future, the future will have crazy stuff. Maybe I'll be able to order a pizza directly to your house. But to be honest with you, I don't want anyone's address right now. Dan says, Kieran Al-Ali defended better against Bayern than West Ham did all day game today. Hey, they kept a clean sheet though. So you gotta give them credit. That is disgusting. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Ricky says, my problem with Van der Beek's substitution is he has no future as Cam, so playing him there is practically pointless. Bruno is always number one choice there. I agree. I think Van der Beek, unfortunately, is not going to make it as a Manchester United Cam whilst Bruno Fernandes is still there. No doubt about it. I totally agree with what you're saying. Bruno Fernandes is just performing at such a high level. And then you've got Pogba as well. And I think Van der Beek, of what a lot of people are saying, Van der Beek was brought in as that Pogba replacement. And obviously Pogba seems to be looking to stay right now. But who knows in the future? Who knows? But I feel like, Pogba is probably here to stay until the rest of the season at least. So Van der Beek's going to have to be patient. That's all I'm going to have to say to him. He's going to be patient. Unless he doesn't want to be patient, in which case it's fair game. Let's see what you guys are saying. Owen says, Pringles, £3 in my local, what a disgrace. Yeah, we'll talk about that on next week's stream, the price of Pringles. But anyway, yeah, Adam sums it up really. The game was so boring, we're talking about pizza. Listen, the game was boring. The game was an absolute shocker from start to finish, an absolute shower of shite from both sides, really. No attacking impetus, no attacking, play. Was poor. Was absolutely poor. But, the fact is, in these cup games, we got through. That's the main thing. This is what Man United is about. We need to we need to get through to the next round. And sometimes, you do that sort of thing. You grind out the result. You get the win however you get it. And that's it. That's it. And we did it in the end. We probably, on the balance, just about deserved it. I think we had more of the... We had 17 shots. West Ham had 3 shots in the entire game. 1 shot on target. And that was a header in the 25th minute. I mean... Really, we deserved to win that game, and Scott McTominay getting that goal was invaluable, because if we went to penalties, I really felt like we would have gone out. Our record at penalties at Old Trafford is shocking. I think we would have gone out. So the fact McTominay popped up with that goal was just so important. So important. Yeah. Brendan says, but the most important thing in terms of communication is listening. That wise words from Brendan there. Wise words from Brendan. But who do you guys think was man of the match? Let me know your thoughts in the live chat and in the comment section as well down below. Jamie says, Van der Beek wasn't great at all. He makes odd good run, but he doesn't seem at it. I said this in the watch along. Obviously, yeah, on Rich's channel. Make sure to check out Rich Sports. Brilliant stuff over there. I think it's a pretty fair statement that Van der Beek wasn't that great today. I didn't think he was terrible, but I don't think he was that great. I think he struggled to get into the game. He made a few sideways passes, made a few incisive passes, had a few decent touches, but never really affected the game the way that you'd want someone like Donny van der Beek to affect it. He's still only 23, still got a long way to go, but you'd hope a little bit more from Van der Beek. But I'm sure in the future he will be a good player. What he showed Ajax was unbelievable for someone of his age. And he was part of a very good Ajax side that nearly got to the final. Really should have got to the final if they didn't bottle it. So, he's a decent baller. And I think in the right system, you'd be able to get the best out of him. But right now, he's just not showing it. And whether that's because he's not getting enough game time or just because he's not on it, I don't know. Ricky says Pogba is injured currently. So if the replacement for Pogba now is the time for Ollie to start him next to Fred, McTominay or Matic. Yeah, I think realistically, if Pogba is injured, which he is, of course, there's no reason why we shouldn't be starting Van der Beek if we are going to play the Pogba, Fernandes and McTominay's type midfield. Obviously, Ollie seemingly likes to go with the McFred and Fernandes midfield right now. But I think, the Pogba, Fernandes and McTominay midfield might be the right way to go. And if it is, I think we should then... stick Donny van der Beek in. I think he can play the Pogba role better than he can play the Fernandes role, if you know what I mean. Ricky says, man of the match was definitely not Maguire. Well, the BBC pundits gave it to Harry Maguire. I think, who is it? Jermaine Genius gave it to Harry Maguire. Dazza says, Carrick, man of the match. I love, Michael Carrick is probably one of my favourite Man United players of all time. So, for me, I'm happy with that, Daz. I'm happy to go along with that. Owen says, Van der Beek is bound to leave us and knock us out of the Champions League at some point. I mean, don't jinx it, but I think he is a decent player, there's no doubt about it. He is destined to become a very good midfield player. What we saw at Ajax, as I said, I'm going to say it again, was superb at times, was absolutely superb. Part of that brilliant Ajax system. But maybe we're finding out that system was so tailor-made for a player like Donny van der Beek that I'm not sure whether he can really play in different systems. I'm not sure if he can. So, we have to wait and see. I want to see him when he's getting a regular run of games to see whether he can, whether he can actually start to get a bit of form. Also, maybe Juan Mata might help. Obviously, playing Juan Mata in the Carabao Cup games, he looked $1 million in those games. So, maybe Juan Mata coming in might be the thing. Unfortunately, we don't really have any easy games coming up to do that in. Maybe the Europa League. Dazza says, if Genius thought Maguire was man of the match, then he needs to get to Specsavers and book an eye test. Well, Genius needed to do that a long time ago. It wasn't just today. He needed to do that a long time ago, Jermaine Genius. But yeah, I think Maguire, to be fair to him, didn't have his worst game. I don't think really he... I don't think Maguire really deserves any sort of criticism. We kept a clean sheet in the end of the day. So I think I'm not going to slate Harry Maguire, but I'm not sure if he was the best player on that pitch today. Jamie says, Kieran, by the way, I'm the balaclava man. Oh, right. Well, there you go. Of course, I heard Adam talking about where you bought your balaclava from. Yeah, this is. I love this though. I love this. But I think I'm sure the balaclava. I don't think I actually saw you wearing it. Actually, I think I was too late to see you actually wearing it. So, or maybe I was. Maybe I just missed it. But I'm sure it looks dashing. Ricky says Spanish teams always cause us problems in Europe. Won't be easy versus Real Sociedad. No doubt, Ricky. No doubt it won't be easy. I think we're going to struggle. I think we might go out first round. If we play our kids and if we play our rotational team and Sociedad play their strongest lineup, I think we could get done. No doubt. If you think about it, they're a decent side. They were top of the La Liga at one point this season. They've got likes of David Silva, Adnan Januzaj as well. Mate, they've got some brilliant players in their team. Brilliant players. And we've got an alright rotational team, but I don't think we're going to win over 2 legs. I'm not confident. I'm really not confident. Owen says, anyone else think Tierney was a charlatan today? Useless. I don't think he was playing. Oh, actually, no, I'm joking. It's obviously the referee, Kieran Tierney. Unfortunately, he couldn't live up to the greatness of his name. But, Tierney was an absolute, had a shocker today. There was one he gave high foot for. High foot in this day and age. Do me a favour. No way was it high foot. I don't think he had the best of games, but there was no real decision for him to make. There was no big decisions for him to make, so I'll give him a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 for Tierney. Ricky says Adnan Januzaj going to score a hat-trick against us. I wouldn't bet against it. Rick says I think Kieran laughed at the choking comment earlier. Yeah. Well, it was a good comment. Adam, don't delete your channel, mate. Don't delete your channel. Keep going with it. Keep persevering. That's what it's all about. If you're enjoying it anyway. Delta said, very good side. Real Sociedad, Silva, Porto, Oyarzabal, Isaac, Adnan, Januzaj have to tread carefully. I'm not going to lie. I think we're going to get beat. Because our rotational team's not good enough to beat a decent side in Europe. I don't think it's good enough. We've let go of Jesse. We've let go of Jess Lingard. So we don't have him anymore. The way Van der Beek's playing, I'm not sure. So, I don't know. I really don't know about that one. I wouldn't be confident going into it. Especially it's a one-off game in Turin. And actually our record in Turin's pretty good. Obviously the 99 goal, captain's goal by Roy Keane. We won 2-1 under Jose Mourinho in Turin. But I just don't see us winning. I really don't. Kesa says, Kieran, I advise you, box Kieran on Star Sports. Listen. Hey, I'm pretty handy with the boxing gloves. I've never worn them in my life, but I imagine I'm pretty handy with them. I'll give him a little right. I'll tell you what, mate. My reach. Look at that reach. Look at this reach. Who's getting near me? With that jab? I always says anyone wants to. Oh, okay, we're not even going to read that out. Dada says Michael Johnson is a young player with upcoming prospect, mate. Been decent when he's played for VLF. Yeah, not a bad player. A lot of young players coming through, to be fair. Coming through. Michael Johnson actually was a runner, wasn't he? Wasn't he an Olympic runner? I'm pretty sure he's an Olympic runner. I'm surprised we haven't had any of those troll names. At least we're not getting any of those troll names that we had yesterday. Brennan says you'll need those boxing gloves for your fight against Red Devil Studio. Nah, G's a great lad. He's a great lad. I wouldn't fight G. I wouldn't fight him. Maybe we could do it differently. Maybe we could do a little game of chess or something. Do a little game of chess or a game of a game of cards, a game of Snap. I don't know, something like that. Not boxing. I wouldn't box him. He's a lovely fella. Make sure you check out Red Devil Studio if you haven't already. But yeah, I wouldn't box him. Maybe we can just play a bit of card. Kesa says, Kieran, have you heard? Oh, you see, it's already started. I shouldn't have let that go. I shouldn't have let that go. No, as I said, I told you, Michael Johnson was a sprinter. Exactly. Michael Johnson was a sprinter. Was that what you said? Did you say Michael Johnson, or am I... Yeah, Michael Johnson's the American guy that had the world record, didn't he? Didn't he have that world record in, was it Atlanta? Was it Atlanta he got the world record? I'm pretty sure. I can't remember, but I remember... I mean, I wasn't alive then. I was about -2 years old in 1999. There wasn't Olympics in 1999 anyway. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I know that Michael Johnson was a runner. My heat has just come on. What an absolute shambles. Owen says Kieran couldn't box eggs. You're I'll tell you what, Owen. I mean, you know what's gone down. You know what's gone down. Don't make me embarrass you live. Don't make me embarrass you live. Brennan says we're getting a Red Devil battle going for the title of Red Devil. It's for charity, so you can't say no. That's true. If it is for charity, I mean, it's hard to say no. It's hard to say no. Yeah. 400 meters. There you go. 400 meters. 400 meters. But he was a decent runner in his day. I tell you that. From some of the videos I've seen, what a runner. What a runner he was. But I think Usain Bolt broke his record, didn't he? Didn't Usain Bolt break his record? Was it his record? Owen says you've embarrassed yourself by not shaving for the past year. Mate, it's a lockdown beard. It's a lockdown beard. I'll be trimming it. And listen, at the end of the day, if I shaved this off, you wouldn't be able to tell whether I was 16 or 20. You wouldn't be able to tell. So don't give me that. Don't give me that. Don't try and rip me apart from my beard. Yes, I know it's a bit ginger. Yes, I know it's not the straightest. It's not. I don't look like Ryan Reynolds, alright? I don't look like Ryan Reynolds. And I know I don't. But in the end of the day, you got to work with what you got. You got to work with what you got. And this is what I've got. And in the end of the day, I'm happy with it. So I'm not going to take crap from you, mate. I'm not going to take crap from you. Brendan says he'll know once Kieran starts punching him in the face. If G watches this, G, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. First of all, I'm not going to box you, mate. In fact, I'm urging everyone to check out your channel. I would never box you, G. I would never box you. I also think probably the height advantage. I'm not sure how tall G is. I'm actually 6'5", 6'6". So I think the height advantage would be too much really for G. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe he's done a few boxing lessons. As it says, without the beard, he looks 12. Yeah, same with me, mate. Absolutely same with me. If I didn't have these dark circles, I'd look about 10 years old. Adam says, Kieran, can you reward this comment? I'm doing a live Q&A tomorrow on my second channel. Can you come on and I'll send you a link on Insta. Yeah, I'll see if I'm available, Adam. I'll let you know if I'm available for that one. I'll let you know. I'll message you after because I might be doing some lectures depending on what time you want to go live. I'm still doing lectures. My seminar's just joined. So my seminar's just started. My semester, sorry, not seminar. My semester's just started again today. So I'll probably be, doing some lectures. So, yeah. Brendan says, if G's listening, did you hear Kieran talking smack about your mother? I never said anything about your mother. Right. I might have to call it a day. I might have to call it a day. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is turning into. Right. Owen says they use Kieran to measure door frames in our house. Yeah, pot kettle, Owen. Pot kettle. Pot kettle. That's all I'm gonna say. Pot kettle. Jamie says I charge £8 an hour. I tell you what, and it's great value for money. That is great value for money. Usually people charge 10 quid an hour. Jamie goes with 8 quid. I mean, what a value for money signing he is. Get him on a contract, Adam, as soon as possible. Trust me, he's value for money. But anyway, I'm probably going to wrap up soon. So if you've got any last comments, anything you want. Fine. For the last 5 minutes, free reign. Anything you want. As if it hasn't been free. As if it hasn't been free reign before. But anything you want. I don't mind. We're enjoying it. This is better than the game. I would much rather do this for 120 minutes. All right, maybe not 120 minutes, but you get my point. Brendan says, not value for money if you realise the quality of his work. Mate, you're being a bit harsh on Jamie. He's better than Jamie Redknapp. He's the best. If he was on Sky Sports, he'd be the best Jamie on there. He'd be the best Jamie on there, and that's a fact. Oh, and despite all this nonsense in the comments, there's a serious side to this. I just don't know what it is yet. I sound like Rolf Harris at the end. Jamie says Jamie's only interested in talking to the ladies. I'm not even gonna. I'm not gonna get involved. Nah, he's overtaking me, Daz. Yeah, I have actually. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Rich. Better than Carra. I mean, Jamie Carragher, right? I mean, I'm not gonna have a rant, but I'm sure you guys heard Jamie Carragher before the Liverpool game saying that Liverpool were the only challengers for the title and that Man United were basically out of the title race and said we didn't look like we didn't want it. And then Liverpool go lose 4-1 at home to Man City. We didn't lose to Man City. It's just incredible. It is incredible that Jamie Carragher, before the game was like, oh, Man United don't want it. Doesn't look like they want it. That's again an awful accent I've just done there. But you get my drift. He said we didn't want it. Liverpool then go and lose at home to Manchester City. Unbelievable. Jamie says, question expectations for the season, Kieran. I like that question a lot. Well, for me, at the start of the season, I'm going to go with what I said at the start of the season. I said the main two expectations for me was to get top four, close the gap on Man City and Liverpool, because that was a ridiculous gap we had last season. Just too much, really, for a club like Manchester United. So that's the main thing for me. And obviously, whilst we do that, getting into the Champions League, getting top four is just an absolute must. But also winning silverware. We need to win silverware. And the FA Cup could be our best opportunity. In fact, I think it is our best opportunity. I'd love to win some silverware because that's something we haven't done for the past, 3 or 4 seasons. So for me, we need to win silverware. We have to. And if we don't, I won't count as a failure, but I think it'll be disappointing. Brennan said, this guy's out of control. First taking the piss out of Adam, then wanting to fight G, and now making fun of Jamie. Nah, listen. I'm not out of order. I'm never... Right, I'm gonna... This is fantastic. He says, Dan said I can't stand Carragher's annoying voice. Yeah, it's not exactly soothing. You wouldn't want to listen to it before you go to bed. Dana says, we definitely ain't winning the league. 8 points behind City if they win their game in hand. Nah, I mean, we are pretty much out of it. But, I mean, you never know. But Man City aren't going to drop points. Let's be honest. They're not going to drop enough points. So we have to focus on cementing our place in the top four, getting second place, and winning a trophy. And I think if we get second and win a trophy, it's been a decent season. It's been a productive season. I don't think you can disagree with that. Yeah, they go away to Everton, of course, on their game in hand, which won't be easy. It won't be easy, but I'm sure Everton will roll over for them. They'll absolutely roll over. But anyway, I'm going to end it there, guys. I think we've had enough fun for tonight, but thank you so much to everyone for tuning in. Really do appreciate your support as always. Really enjoy doing these streams. And United go through to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, just about, but hey, however we do it, it doesn't matter as long as we do it, as long as we get over the line. We're into the hat, we're into the draw. I'm waiting for the draw against Man City. I'm sure we'll get it. But until then, thanks for watching. Really do appreciate it. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching and see you in a bit. Cheers.